2026 is already stacked with insane turn-based RPGs. Some of these just launched, some just hit new platforms, and a few might completely take over your backlog. If you love tactical combat, smart strategy, and games that actually make you think before you click, you're in the right place. Hit like before your next turn time's out, subscribe for weekly RPG drops, and let's jump straight into the countdown. Kicking things off at number 10, Dead in Antares. One of the most anticipated strategy RPGs of 2026 is Dead in Antares. If you played the earlier Dead in games, you know survival is never simple. This time though, it's not a deserted island, it's deep space. After a wormhole accident, 10 specialists crash on Antares Prime, and from the first turn, you feel the pressure. Every decision matters. Food runs low, water runs lower, exhaustion builds, mental stability cracks if you push too hard. Each turn you assign tasks. Who gathers resources? Who researches alien tech? Who rests before they snap? You're salvaging shipwreckage and turning it into workstations, expanding camp, exploring dangerous biomes, and then things get complicated because two alien factions are already at war on this planet. When diplomacy fails, combat kicks in. It shifts into tactical turn-based fights with a deep skill pool and character-specific power surge ultimates. Positioning matters, timing matters. But what really hits? The personalities. Crew members clash, relationships form. Some choices lock you into branching paths that can end in completely different finales. This isn't just survival, it's leadership under pressure. Next up is Starless Abyss, and if cosmic horror and roguelites are your thing, this one's dangerous in the best way. Originally released on PC in 2025, it now hits Nintendo Switch, and honestly, it feels right at home there. You play as a Proxima Awakened from Stasis, tasked with helping defend what's left of Earth. Every run is a turn-based push through brutal space encounters. Combat blends tactical ship positioning with deck building. You build your deck from 6 different factions. That means crazy combinations. Artifacts change your strategy mid-run. Ritual cards can either save you or completely wreck your momentum. Boss fights lean heavily into Outer God energy. They don't just test damage output, they test your build logic. There's also a dice mechanic called Dice. During random events, you can literally bend the odds. It gives you that last shot to recover a collapsing run. Between fights, you get choice-driven events. Some boost your strength, others sabotage everything you worked for. It's tense, it's smart, and every run feels different. Now let's talk about SOULKIN, especially for Switch players. This one blends monster collecting with tactical roguelite design, and it does it cleanly. You play as Nadia, bonding with elemental creatures called souls in a world built around a massive tree called Ankaril. Corruption is spreading and every run pushes you deeper into it. Combat plays out on a hex grid. Positioning is everything. If you misplace a unit, you feel it immediately. Abilities combo with environmental pressure. Some fights force you into tighter spaces, others spread you thin. It keeps you thinking. What I like here is how monster collecting feeds directly into strategy. You're not just gathering creatures, you're building squads. Each soul changes your tactical approach. And the meta progression feels meaningful. Unlock new Nadia variants, new squad builds, stronger upgrades. Every cleared objective expands your options for the next run. It launched February 18th, 2026, and it already feels like one of those just one more run games. Next up, Norse, Oath of Blood. If you like your tactics grounded and brutal, Norse, Oath of Blood might be your 2026 obsession. Set in Viking Age Norway, you play as Gunnar, forced into exile after his father, Jarl Griper, is murdered and a rival takes control. The story isn't just about revenge, it's about rebuilding from nothing. There are 2 layers here. On the strategy side, you're rebuilding your settlement. You manage farmers, craftspeople, warriors. You forge alliances. Every decision shifts the political balance around you. Then combat hits. Small-scale tactical skirmishes that reward smart positioning. Elevation matters. Flanking matters. Terrain can win or lose the fight if you plan correctly. It doesn't throw huge armies at you. It focuses on tight, meaningful engagements. Every unit has a purpose. Every move feels deliberate. Now, real talk, the PC launch had a few technical hiccups. Some players reported performance issues, but the core systems are strong. This is one of those games worth watching as patches roll out. If you're into grounded strategy with real weight behind decisions, this one deserves your attention. Then we have Showgunners. Console players, this one's for you. Showgunners finally lands on PlayStation and Xbox after its original PC launch, and it still feels fresh. It's a turn-based tactics RPG wrapped in a deadly reality show. You play as Scarlet Martillo, entering a televised blood sport to chase revenge. The arenas are handcrafted and brutal, traps, environmental hazards, heavily armed psychos, and then there's the show director, basically the game messing with you mid-match for ratings. Combat is clean and tactical, positioning, overwatch, ability synergy, all the fundamentals are tight. But the meta layer is what makes it interesting. Strong performances earn you sponsorship deals. That feeds better gear, better tools, more options for the next stage. On PlayStation, there's a Platinum Edition that bundles in extra content, and the Security Breach chapter adds 5 more tactical battles, a new enemy type, and 6 new weapons. If you missed it on PC, this console release is the perfect excuse. Next, Star Trek Voyager Across the Unknown. Okay, I'm bending the rules slightly here. It's not strictly pure turn-based, but if you love strategy RPG systems, this absolutely counts. Star Trek Voyager Across the Unknown reimagines Voyager's trip home as a run-based survival strategy game. Each run plays like a what-if episode. Do you experiment with risky Borg tech? Do you play it safe? Every decision shifts how your crew survives the Delta Quadrant. You manage ship systems, repair damaged rooms, balance morale, ration resources, plot your path sector by sector. Away missions matter, squad composition matters, skill coverage matters. You can't just brute force your way through encounters. Ship combat revolves around issuing tactical orders, targeting enemy systems, and triggering abilities at key moments. And here's a cool detail, missions are framed with voiced logs from Tuvok and Tom Paris, recorded by Tim Russ and Robert Duncan McNeil. It genuinely feels like a lost episode. If you love sci-fi strategy layered with management pressure, this one hits differently. Next is Death Howl. If you like deck building mixed with tactical grids, Death Howl is one you should not ignore in 2026. You play as Ro, a huntress pushing through a bleak spirit realm trying to bring her son back. The tone is heavy, the world feels cold, and the combat reflects that tension. Fights happen on a tactical grid where movement and card plays share the same resource economy. That means every step costs you, every card matters, you can't waste turns. The card pool is deep, over 160 cards, and you build around archetypes like poison, sacrifice, blocking, and forced movement. Totems reshape how your deck behaves, so 2 runs rarely feel the same. Exploration stretches across 4 realms split into 13 regions, over 30 enemy types. Each one demands a slightly different approach. What makes this stand out is how tight it feels. No bloated systems, no wasted mechanics, just smart deck building layered onto positioning strategy. It was one of the strongest PC strategy titles last year, and now console players finally get their shot. Next on the list is The Killing Stone. Now this one leans hard into atmosphere. The Killing Stone is live in Steam Early Access, and it blends card battling with 17th century occult folk horror. The premise? You're bargaining with demons to cleanse a cursed family's sins, and every deal feels risky. There are 3 main story arcs right now, each tied to a different family member and their own unique card pool. That alone changes how each run feels. Combat mixes board positioning with creature timing. You're not just throwing cards down, you're planning sequences carefully. Optional side missions, called rituals, tempt you with rewards. But if your deck isn't ready, they can absolutely collapse your run. There are already 3 Demon Lord bosses with their own decks and mechanics, and the final arc is being saved for the full 1.0 launch. One detail I love, you can choose between modern dialogue or 17th century styled language. Same story, totally different tone. If you like dark themes and strategic risk, keep this one on your radar. Then we have DOBBEL Dungeon. Dice lovers, this one's for you. DOBBEL Dungeon is a roguelite turn-based tactical RPG built around dice-driven combat. Each turn begins with a roll. Your actions don't miss, but you have to pay the dice cost. That changes everything. It's less about accuracy, more about resource planning. You start with a party of 3 heroes. Each one has their own skill tree. Artifacts add new abilities, modifiers, and passive effects. As you progress through island-hopping battles, you face bosses that really test how well you built your squad. There's also a shared skill point system earned through quests and bonus objectives. The catch? You can't max everyone, you have to choose who gets stronger. And the small story moments add charm. Rescue a shopkeeper by defining gear, unlock new heroes by completing in-run objectives. It's simple on the surface, but once it clicks, the strategy runs deep. Taking the top spot is WARBITS Plus. Nearly a decade after the original WARBITS hit iOS, this upgraded version lands on PC with full controller support and solid Steam Deck performance. If you grew up on Advanced Wars-style tactics, this feels instantly familiar. Grid-based battles, distinct unit types, commander powers, and structure capturing to maintain income flow. But it's packed with content. You get a 20-mission campaign across 5 environments. Then there's challenge mode with 30 extra missions, skirmishes, puzzle maps, veteran runs. Replay value is strong, local and online multiplayer, cross-platform play, a map editor for community battlefields. There's even a tag match hub system for curated rule sets and matchmaking rotations. It sticks to classic tactics, fundamentals, and executes them cleanly. Sometimes you don't need to reinvent the genre, you just need to refine it. And that's your lineup of new turn-based RPGs you can't miss in 2026. From deep space survival to Viking revenge, cosmic horror, dice tactics, and classic grid warfare, this year is stacked. Now I want to hear from you. Which one are you playing first? Drop it in the comments. If you found a new game for your backlog, hit like and subscribe so you don't miss the next RPG breakdown. Your turn's over. I'll see you in the next one.